How's it? Indian Cowboy, DocSports.com. Going on Tuesday, February 6th, as we get this video to you. Have your free play selection in just a second. Your free play selection today is going to be between Iowa State and Texas, and Tejas, at 8 o'clock today. I have 8 free selections for you today. I am hooking you up every single day. The only thing is the video gets out later, around 5 Eastern these days, but I'm hooking you up big time. I'll get used to the workload. Expect it at 3 Eastern, then at 12, then earlier, so that you get all of this free stuff every single day. And I hope you enjoyed the content. But I hope you guys are doing well. Hello, I'm Indian Cowboy, and this is Doc Sports. Indian Cowboy, the algorithms of Indian Cowboy have been around for a cool 19 years. Doc Sports has been around for 53 years. I have a doctorate and a master's in Biostatistics. That's how these algorithms work. Welcome to my podcast. Our best selections are over at DocSports.com under Rune Shiva. Our next best selections are our YouTube Premium channel. And, the YouTube Premium channel has changed, but I'm going to try to hook you up with a live show tonight at 9:30. Also have a live show. Yeah, we were going to do it Thursday at 9:30, but I'm gonna try to do one tonight. I'm going to try to do one tomorrow night, and I'm trying to do one at 9:30. It would be pretty cool if I did the podcast Wednesday and Thursday nights at 9:30. That would be pretty cool for 30 minutes. So I'm going to try my best right in the middle of the week, popping you a couple podcasts, and that gets you ready for the next day. What's cool about this is it gives you a head start on the next day, and it has a lot of hookups. And I teach you how to do the algorithms, which is pretty cool. So free $60 with the premium selections as well in the link below. There. And if you want even more content, be sure to hop on Twitter. It has our consensus reports, our trends on late night ball games, and our hot takes on sports. So we had a great 4-unit winner yesterday on Southern, plus the 1.5 over Jackson State. A great call. In the NBA, we fell short. So hopefully we'll post a winner in the NBA and in college basketball today. I like the Texas Tech Baylor selection, and I also like the Houston versus Indiana selection in the NBA. NHL starts back up. We're hoping to post plus 5,000 in the second half of the NHL season. Football card comes out on Thursday. Soccer is on a 9-3 run, I believe. MMA is on a fantastic 7-0 start to the MMA season for plus 2,500, which is insane. I'm sorry, plus 3,500, which is insane. So I hope you join us for college basketball, the stretch run in the NBA, soccer, NHL, MMA, all of that jazz. I hope you join us for all of it. Okay? Now, as it relates to your free selection today, again, if you want more content, be sure to check our Twitter. It has our consensus reports, trends on late night ball games, and hot takes on sports. All right, I like Iowa State plus the points here. I think this is a good opportunity for Iowa State to win this game outright. And I'm going to take a pretty gutsy call here, but I'm going to take Iowa State plus the 2. For a team that can win outright, I believe it is worth it. And I like the fact the total's at 139 and it's dropping because that favors a defensive ball game. And guess who the better defensive team is between Iowa State and Texas? Iowa State is the 5th ranked defensive team in the country, whereas Texas is the 60th. Not to mention the fact that Iowa State comes off of a loss to Baylor, where they gave up 70 points. So I'm going to take the gutsy call, and I don't think Iowa State goes 0-2 on this road trip, this Texas road trip to Baylor and the Texas. It puts more incentive on them to win this game, right? The number 14 team in the land visits, Texas here, 16-5 and 15-7 teams hooking up here. Texas winning by 18 points last time. I love that Iowa State is off a 2-point loss to Baylor. They beat Kansas at home recently. Texas off a huge TCU road win, but I can see them having a letdown here against Iowa State, who comes off of a loss, who has revenge because they lost them last year. And they lost him in this very same building last year too. And Texas is outside the top 200 in turnover margin. Give me Iowa State plus the 2. Minnesota and the Bulls. I'm going to lean on the Bulls here. Bulls won in overtime last year. Minnesota's off a big win against Houston, big win against Oklahoma City as well. Chicago comes off a loss to the Kings. Honestly, Levine is out for the year, but the Bulls played quite hard against the Kings, and they were -1 to favorites, and they fell short. It was ugly. They were down by 19.5. I think they'll have a much, much better effort today, and I think they'll be pretty successful today. And I think they hang tough against Minnesota, to be quite honest with you. Wake Forest versus Georgia Tech. I'm going to lean on Wake Forest here. Wake is the only coming in as a 4.5-point favorite. Neither team is ranked. Georgia Tech is 10-12. Wake has won this game the last 2 times, so Tech does have some revenge. Wake just routed Syracuse by 29, but they have lost their last 4 road games, so they will be motivated as well. Tech did beat UNC at home, but then went on the road to beat NC State. Then went on the road to NC State and lose that next game. I know Wake is coming off a big win and I know Tech is off of a loss. But let me tell you something. Wake has lost 4 straight road games, and at some point they need to win a big road game, and they are very well aware that Tech beat UNC at home, and I think that's the reason why Wake Forest shows up today. And honestly, I probably should make Wake my free play. And if I was smart, I would do it. I would switch my play right now because I've convinced myself that it's Georgia Tech might be the better free play because Texas did lose at home in their last home game. So they're going to be motivated. And they are facing a ranked team on top of that. So I'm going to change it. I'm going to go with Wake Forest as your free play today. Sorry. Iowa State becomes a lean. Yeah. And then the Bulls are also a lean. Your rest of your leans are as follows. I like Oklahoma against BYU. 16-5, 16-6 teams here. Open up here. BYU is the number 2 team in the land, and they're on the road as a dog. These two teams have never met, by the way. This is a game that BYU can definitely win outright, one can think. However, Oklahoma comes off a loss to UCF, which will make them competitive. BYU, remember, is a top 25 defensive team. Oklahoma is a top 250 turnover margin team. But the thing is that BYU does not typically win 3 straight road games, and Oklahoma has won some big games at home, including Iowa State and beating Cincinnati on the road. I like Oklahoma at home today against BYU. Oklahoma State and Houston. I'm going to take Oklahoma State here. 10-12 and 19-3 teams hooking up here. Houston is their 5th ranked team in the nation. Houston won this game back in 2021, 72-61. Oklahoma State did beat Kansas State, but they lost 54-83 on the road to Kansas. That's the last road game they played, so they played horrible. So I think they have to play better here because given their last road game was so bad. Oklahoma State does come off a pretty bad game against Kansas on the road. And I like them to fight hard here. And I think Houston's going to be coming off a big win. I think they're going to be hungover from that. I'm sorry, Houston coming off the big loss to Kansas on the road. I think they're going to be hungover from that loss. Dallas and Brooklyn. I'm going to lean on the Nets here. I'm going to surprise you. Dallas beat this team by 5 points early this year, so the Nets do have a little revenge. Kyrie facing his former team here. The thing here is that Dallas just lost to Golden State by 11 recently. But then, obviously, they went on the road to destroy Philadelphia. Doncic and Kyrie both played that game. The rumor is that Luka's not playing this game. I like the fact that the Nets come off a series of losses. I like the fact the Nets did beat Houston and Utah at home, and I think the Nets surprised a lot of people in a decent public fade, and I'll take the Nets here. Orlando and Miami. I like the Heat here. I like Miami. Miami, of course, revenge in this game. Orlando beat this team by 18 points last time, and that happened about 2 weeks ago. Miami has revenge. Orlando just beat Minnesota and Phoenix, mind you. Jamal Mosley is doing a great job at Orlando. Miami's off a tough loss to the Clippers, 95-103. Miami beat Washington and Sacramento. This team just picked up, of course, Terry Rozier, so it's going to take some time to get used to Terry and his play. I think Terry shot the ball 17 times last game. I think Jimmy Butler shot the ball 19 times. But I think with Robinson coming back and Miami getting full strength with that full lineup and getting used to Terry and the sequences and gelling together as a squad, I think it makes sense with revenge. I like Miami. So your free play today, again, is on Wake Forest on the road. Probably could have stepped down on Wake Forest now that I think about it. Wake Forest on the road. A lean on Iowa State. A lean on Oklahoma. A lean on Oklahoma State. And a lean on Brooklyn Nets and the Miami Heat. So there is your 8 free selections. Hope you guys are doing great. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Please take a moment to like and subscribe. Be sure to join us for the NBA, college basketball, NHL, soccer, MMA, packages, golf as well. Take care. Bye-bye.